Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh is a city grounded in deep history and quiet, middle-class neighborhoods. On the surface, it's the kind of place where a picture-perfect family blends right in. Dhyan Singh Rathore was a dedicated constable in the Madhya Pradesh police. He lived with his wife, Jyoti, and their energetic 5-year-old son, Jatin, who was known by everyone on their street for riding his bicycle and asking endless questions. But on April 28, 2023, that quiet life shattered. Shortly after coming home from school, 5-year-old Jatin fell from the roof of their 2-story house, landing critically injured on the concrete below. Dhyan rushed from his police duty to the hospital, pleading with doctors to save his boy. Despite their efforts, Jatin died from his injuries. Given the height and the circumstances, the local police filed a standard report, ruled it an accidental fall, and closed the book without further investigation. The lack of initial police scrutiny allowed the true horror of the event to be temporarily buried under the guise of a mundane domestic tragedy. After the funeral, Dhyan began asking Jyoti basic questions about the afternoon Jatin fell. Instead of consistent answers, stories shifted. She avoided certain details, changed the subject entirely, or exhibited sudden, inexplicable panic. Dhyan's training as a police constable forced him to view her grief through an objective lens. He recognized specific behavioral markers of guilt hiding beneath her expressions of sorrow. He was now sharing a home and a bed with his primary suspect. Every day, Dhyan played the role of the comforting husband, carefully masking his suspicion while living with the woman he believed killed his son. Knowing that directly confronting her would only result in more lies, he took extreme measures. He launched a covert, unauthorized surveillance operation inside his own house to bypass her deception. Dhyan had now turned his family home into an active, high-stakes, undercover crime scene. Dhyan quietly secured all the exterior CCTV footage and placed hidden microphones throughout the house to record their daily conversations. For weeks, he recorded mundane household noise. But eventually, the pressure cracked Jyoti's facade, and she made a critical slip on one of the hidden audio recordings. The tapes revealed a hidden variable in the family's life, a neighbor named Uday Indolia. The families had known each other for a while, but the recordings proved that Jyoti and Uday were engaged in a secret, illicit affair, carrying on right under Dhyan's own nose. The discovery of this affair reframed the entire investigation, identifying Jatin as a witness who had become a lethal liability to his mother. Reconstructing the timeline of April 28th paints a chilling picture. Jatin returned from school and wandered the house searching for his mother. His search led him to the roof, where he walked in on Jyoti and Uday in a compromising position. Jyoti performed a horrific split-second psychological calculus. While a 5-year-old wouldn't understand the affair, he would certainly tell his father. To avoid social ruin, she chose to eliminate the witness. She led her son to the edge and pushed him off. This act was an ultimate inversion of nature, a moment where a mother's instinct for self-preservation completely cannibalized her fundamental biological mandate to protect her child. Dhyan handed his meticulously compiled dossier of audio and circumstantial evidence to the police, successfully forcing a formal homicide investigation into his son's death. In January 2026, the Gwalior court delivered a split verdict. Uday Indolia was acquitted. While he was involved in the affair, the court found no direct evidence tying him to the physical act of the murder. Jyoti Rathore faced a different fate. She received a definitive guilty verdict and was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of her son. The tragedy remains centered on the absolute innocence of Jatin, a child who lost his life merely for stumbling into a space he shouldn't have been. The deepest terror of this case is how rapidly the fear of social exposure can weaponize a trusted human bond into an instrument of death.